Hi everyone, today we'll be looking at coordinate geometry, and so that means when we have 2 points from the x and y coordinates. So in this case we have our P, which is on x1, y1. That's the point on x and y coordinates, while we have point Q, which is x2, y2 in this case, and the distance between y1 and y2, in this case this is our y and this is the second y, so this is our y1, y2. So get the distance between them, just do what? That is y2 minus y1. That's why we have it here. The same thing for x. This is our x1 and this second one is what? X2. So to get the distance between them, that will be x2 minus x1. So if you notice that this looks like a Pythagoras theorem, that means when we have this is our hypotenuse, this is opposite, and this is adjacent. So we know that this is our y2 minus y1 and this is our x2 minus x1. So that's how we got this. PQ square equals to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. So square root of that is going to give us our distance between P and Q. So we have a question to solve now. Find the distance between points x1, point minus 2 minus 1, minus 2 minus 5, and minus 1 and 3. So this one is going to be called, let's call this is our x1, and this is our y1, this is our x2, y2. So how to solve this now? Substitute. So we know that our PQ equals to what? So we have what? X2 minus x1 plus y2 minus y1 squared. So it's going to give us PQ equals to, what is our x2 in this case? Minus 1, and our x1 is minus 2, so minus 2 all squared plus, what is y? 3 minus 5 all squared. So we have our PQ is going to give us minus 1 minus plus 2 all squared plus 3 plus 5 all squared, so which is going to give us minus 2 minus 1 is going to give us 1 all squared plus 3 plus 5 is 8 all squared. So it's going to give us PQ going to be 65, which is 8.06 units. So that's the first question. So let's look at question 2. Find the distance between 2 points minus 2, 3, minus 4, and 2. This is our x1, and this is our y1. This is our x2 and y2. So now let's input that into the formula. I'm not going to write the formula again. Which one is our x2? The x2 in this case is minus 4. And what is our x1 in this case? X1 is minus 2. That is minus 2 all squared plus our y2 is minus 2 minus 3 all squared. So writing that out, we got this now. Minus 4 plus 2 all squared plus minus 5 all squared. So we have what? PQ is going to give us minus 4 plus 2 is going to give us minus 2 squared plus negative 25 squared is going to give us 25. It gives us, this is going to become 4 plus 25. So that means our PQ in this case is going to become what? Root 29. And what is root 29? Root 29 will give us 5.39 units. So that is the distance between the 2 points. Now we can also find midpoints. And that is very simple. Just to find the midpoint, in this case, the midpoint between this x and y axis, the midpoint is going to be for our x and y coordinate. The midpoint is going to become x2 plus x1 all over 2, then y2 plus y1, then divided by 2. So you can write this x1 plus x2 still the same thing, or y1 plus y2. So in this case, find the midpoint of the line between 4,2. This is our x1, this is y1, this is our x2, and this is our y2. So that means we're going to have what now? Our midpoint is going to become, so x1 plus x2, I told you can write it interchangeably, still correct, plus y1 all over 2, which will give us what? x1 is what? 4 plus 6 all over 2. Then y2 is what? 10 plus 2 all over 2. So which will give us now? That is 10 all over 2. Then 12 all over 2. So the midpoint of the line is going to give us this here. 10 into 2 is 5. 5 into 2 is 10. I mean, 10, 2 into 10 is 5. Then 12 divided by 2 is also 6. So the midpoint is 5,6. That's for this. Now, sometimes you can have some questions that are very kind of technical to solve. We have a question here. Find the distance between the points minus 4 and 3 and the point of intersection between the two lines. X minus 2. So let's write the point out. The point is what? Minus 4 minus 3, and the two lines, the intersection between them is x minus 2 minus 5 and 2x minus y minus 1 equals to 0. So equals to 0. So now let's first of all solve this line and find the point of intersection between them. We can solve that using simultaneous solution elimination method. So let's write x minus 2y. When 5 gets to the other side, becomes positive 5. Then 2x minus y equals to 1 minus 1 gets to the other side, becomes positive 1, 2. So to eliminate, in this case, let's eliminate the y. So multiply this one by the coefficient of the other y. That means in the second equation, this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So you multiply the each equation by the other equation's coefficient. In this case, the coefficient of y here is minus 1. So that means we're using this one to multiply this. This is going to give us 1. Let's leave the minus out. And the coefficient of, in this case, is 2. So we are using to multiply this, which is 2, so that the equations, the y's can be balanced, can be the same. So it's going to give us 1 times x is going to give us x. Minus 2y times 1 is going to give us minus 2y times 5 times 1 is 5. So we have what? 2 times x is going to give us 2 times 2x is going to give us 4x. Minus y times 2 is going to give us minus 2y. 1 times 2 is going to give us 2. So since they are now the same, we can now what? Subtract to get our. So let's subtract equation 1, subtract equation 1 from equation 2. So in this case, so 4x minus x is going to give us 3x. And this one is going to be eliminated because negative 2y minus negative 2y is going to keep cancel themselves out. So 5 minus 2 is going to give us 3. So you can take out this 3, which will give us x equals to what? 1. So that's our x. So substitute for x into either equation 1 or 2. Or we're going to substitute into equation 1, which is what? Equation 1 is x minus 2y equals to 5. So what do we have now? Since x is 1, that means 1 minus 2y equals to 5. Minus 2y equals to 5 minus 1. Minus 2y equals to minus 4. Minus 2y, this is going to cancel themselves out. Y equals to 2. So the point of intersection in this case is what? 1, 2. And from the question, we're given that the first point is minus 4, minus 3. That means minus 4, minus 3. So the distance between the points we are looking for now, we can now do that now. So we have minus 4 and minus 3. So we're using our formula again, PQ equals to, in this case, this is our x1, y1, x2, y2. So that means x2 minus x1, that means 1 minus 4 squared plus 2 minus 3 all squared. It's going to give us PQ. We are going to get 1 plus 4 squared plus 2 plus 3 all squared. So what do you have now? PQ is going to give us 1 plus 4 is 5 squared. 5 squared plus 5 squared, which will give us PQ is equals to What is 5 squared? That means 5 times 5, which is 25 plus 25. So our PQ is going to give us what? 50. And what is root 50? Let's check that out. Root 50. Root 50 is 7.07 units. Which is to 2 decimal place. Now, the last question we have to solve now. There's a question we're told that find the distance between, the distance between the 2 points, 2m minus 2 and m minus 5. For question 2 now, 2m minus 2 and m comma minus 5, yes, is 3 root 2 to m comma minus 2. So the answer is 3 root 2. So to solve that now, we can also solve that units. So this is our x1, this is our y1, x2, and y2. So let's do that. That means our PQ in this case is 3 root 2. So we can now do that. That means 3 root 2, our PQ equals to what? Square root of what? What's our x2 now? M minus 2m squared plus y2 is what? Minus 5 minus 2 squared. So in this case, we can, instead of writing it here, we can just write it here. So let's do this now. It's going to give us m, then, yes, now we can just write it this way now. M minus 2m all squared plus minus 5 plus 2 all squared equals to 3 root 2. We can remove this square root here on the left hand side by squaring both sides. Square both sides. Square both sides. So when we square both sides, the square root on the left hand side disappears. So like square both sides like this. So what happens now? I have what? Sorry about that. So it's going to give us m minus 2m squared equals to what? Plus minus 5 plus 2 give us minus 3 all squared. We have what? 3 root 2 all squared. So what do you have now? So m minus 2m all squared. This one is going to give us plus 9. Then 3 root 2 squared is going to give us 3 times 3, 9. It's the same thing as saying 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. 3 times 3 is going to give us 9. Root 2 times root 2 that is root 4. And what is root 4? Root 4 is 2, which is what? So 9 times 2. So we can now write it this way now. M minus 2m all squared equals to 18. When this positive 9 comes to the other side, comes negative 9. So we can just do this one. M minus 2m squared give us minus m squared all squared equals to 9. So we can just equate the base, since 9 can be written as square. So this cancel out this. So what do you have now? So that means minus m equals to what? 3. So divide both sides by minus 1. So m is going to give us minus 3. So thank you for joining to this class.